What we saying, guys? Today we're going to discuss how to improve your defense in Dragon Ball FighterZ by using first principles thinking. As always, please like, comment and subscribe. We're on the road to 2,000 subs, and let's get into it. So first we have to ask ourselves, what is first principles thinking and how we can apply this into Dragon Ball FighterZ? Well, first principles thinking is in the name itself, it's the first principles, it's the bare bone basics, the fundamentals, right? We have to apply this to our defense in Dragon Ball FighterZ. So what do we know about this? We know that there are some different things that opponents use to mix us up or try to open us up in this game that we need to know how to block. So let's start very simply, right? So if we look at Kefla, the reason why I chose this character is because I feel like this character can demonstrate the point I'm trying to get across very well. We have a 6M, right? And this is blocked standing. But somebody who's new to the game would not know this because Bardock is already standing. This is why it's very important to go into training mode. If we go here and we set Bardock to crouching and we do 6M, you can see he changes his block to standing. So we know that this has to be blocked high. Cool. Since I'm already doing this, Kefla has another move. She has this move that you also have to block high. You saw how Bardock changed his stance? That move has to be blocked high, the 6H. Cool. Let's get him back to standing. So now, when it comes to her lows, 2L you have to block low, 2M you have to block low, 214L you have to block low, 214M and 214H all have to be blocked low. You saw Bardock change his stance. So what does this tell us about Kefla and blocking Kefla in the most basic way? Well, it tells us that for most of the time that we're blocking her, we have to be blocking low because there's nothing else other than the 6M and the 6H that she can do to open us up overhead other than IADs. But forget about all of that because we're talking about the basics. So now we know what Kefla has and we can make up a basic game plan. So other than what we've just spoken about, she also has the universal overhead, the 6M, and she can Dragon Rush you, right? So now we know that Kefla has a lot of lows. Our main strategic basic game plan is to block low when we see Kefla on the screen. Why? Because she can do this, right? At any moment in time, Kefla can do a full screen, basically a full screen low, and Bardock is blocking low, right? She has a block string that could essentially be all lows, right? She has a block string that could essentially be all lows. So what is the point of us blocking high against a character like this? We can react to the 6M. We can try and react to the 6H, right? If it's being done obviously. And we can try and punish these kinds of things when we get into those situations. But for the main thing, the main course of action would be to block low against Kefla. This way, we're now creating a bit of confidence in our defense because we kind of know what we have to do. When we see Kefla on the screen, we're removing any confusion and we know the move she has. We know the majority of where we need to block. And so now when we are actually blocking this character, we have more confidence. And when you're confident, you play better. And you can see how this will help you improve in your defense. So now we've spoken about trying to discern a character's basic defensive strategy against another character, right? But then we need to look at other things. So we've spoken about 6M and DR, right? We need to get proficient in this, and obviously there are ways that you can train this. I'll probably go into this in another video, but let's look at other things that people can do to try and open us up, and that is to cross up. We can be crossed up. So now we need to build the basic building blocks for this. We need to have a basic strategy against every character that we're trying to defend against. We need to know how to block the basic mix-up tools that the game has trying to open us up. So that's 6M, Dragon Rush, and now cross up, right? Once you have maximized your ability to block all these different things, you're already improving your efficiency when it comes to blocking. Because these are the things that the game essentially gives you outside of all these other special mix-ups that you need to use assist or super dash assist and all these different kinds of things. Once you can maximize the basic first principles of this game, your win rate goes up automatically. Because no matter what, high, low, left, right, this is how the game works. There is no full screen mix up where you're just going to teleport in the air and start landing on someone's head like M. Bison from Street Fighter. There's none of all this kind of stuff, right? If you can just focus on the basics, train that, maximize those skills, I'm telling you, you're going to improve this game. So what have we learned today? Well, we've learned to break down things to their basic first principles. That gives us an easier way to understand what we have to do, and it allows us to build a basic strategy for defense or literally anything. When it comes to almost anything, if you break down all the complicated things to its basic first principles, it allows you to get a better understanding about your next course of action. So we know we have to do that. We need to look at the basic ways you can open people up in this game. 6M, Dragon Rush and Cross Up. We need to look at other characters' tools and figure out how we can create a basic defensive game plan against them to boost our confidence when we're blocking, so we're less likely to press, more likely to block them out and take our turn back safely. As always guys, we're on the road to 2K. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.